You know? Either that or I just said all the shit about these people that she's always wanted to say.
No, I tell them.
Well, then what the fuck am I doing here?
Well, I don't know Angie Hansen either.
Oh, it's you. It's your fault. Gotcha. Okay. Well, last year, I was so drunk, it's mostly a blur, so I only know what people told me about it. Apparently I was told that I stood up here for a half an hour and made all my friends look like assholes.
Yeah.
Yep. So now she wants me to do it again.
Yay.
It says it all right there.
I wore 3 panty liners ready for you.
So last year, apparently, I got on horror show so badly about his weight that he told me he actually went home and thought about it for a little while in his health. Yeah, it didn't do much good. I mean, what did you fucking do it while with your head in a bucket of cookie dough or something? But it's not fair for me to say that because I'm not the skinniest person in the room, unless everybody fucking leaves and it's just me and him. In which case, I have a big thing up because then I'll be the prettiest as well. Does anybody watch his Facebook live videos?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
There's one.
Every so often, Riculous does these Facebook live videos, and it's like a car wreck.
Yeah.
You can't, you can't look away because you know you're gonna see something disfigured and gruesome, and you just hope that someone would throw a body bag on it and cart it away. The main difference, of course, is that a car wreck actually draws a fucking crowd. So Donna joined us this year for the first time.
That's Bobby.
Whatever that was, she didn't tell me until yesterday. So I have no fucking clue. She did. She fucking killed it. Give it up for Donna. That was awesome. So earlier yesterday, she messaged me and asked if it was okay for her to do her roast in a character. I said, okay. Well, we've got one asshole who looks like he was in a WWF tag team in 1991. And a big-titted prop from a Danzig video with a predilection for dick jokes, apparently. So if you can find a way to make any more of a sideshow of this, please fucking do. Unfortunately, Donna couldn't stay long because Elsie's got her stuffing pillows in the hotel room. If we find her suffocated in the morning, we know why. While we're talking about stuffing things, usually when you roast a pig, you put an apple in their mouth. Angie's no pig. But Sienna's been porked so many times, close enough. Yeah, I've got pages. Sienna boasts about her former porn career from years past, obviously. Jack, of course, tried to Google her because he's a lonely, lonely man. He says he couldn't find... How lonely? I don't know. I didn't write that. Sorry. Says he couldn't find anything from her videos. She said that's because she has really good security working for her. I say because nobody wants to fucking see her fuck Angie in the back of a fucking alley while her 17 kids watch. Nobody wants to see a gypsy fuck a goat during that. Sienna's the type of woman who watches Human Centipede and takes notes. Because a night with her is like a BDSM version of Cannibal Holocaust. Has anybody here ever met a real gypsy other than her? They multiply like fucking cockroaches.
That's why I love birth control.
Yeah, because the real gypsy curse is that all you have to do is look at them and they get pregnant. When I met her, I was afraid if I pissed her off, I'd wake up in the middle of the night with her caressing my cheek going, thinner, thinner. Fortunately, she likes to walk around with 30 pounds of scrap metal hanging off her belt, and I'm a light sleeper. Her favorite pastime, other than fucking Angie in the back of an alley, is tea parties. Yeah, let that sink in. Tea parties. Who the fuck wants to let a troupe of Amy Winehouse lookalikes serve them tea? I asked for chamomile, not chlamydia. Thank you very much. The only crabs that better be on my fucking table better be from Red Lobster or you're walking the fuck home. So this year's roast was a little difficult for everybody. Elsie didn't know who to choose. Pat asked to be roasted, but then we realized we'd have to have Murph involved. And his roast would last longer than it's taken for the new Zombie Hunters episode to come out. Which would be all he'd ever talk about, so who wants to hear that? But Pat got himself involved anyway, and he put together the video you just watched. Because that's what we need in this country, another white guy making Hitler jokes. Thanks. It's okay though, we'll probably roast Pat next year. It'll give me time to write some material about whatever Black Mirror episode he wants to rip off next. So, then Elsie decided she wanted a woman to be roasted. In a time of political unrest, we're going to parade a bunch of fat, hairy white guys on stage and let them try to make a poor white girl cry. Good thinking.
She had gotten married. We couldn't use her.
Wait, what?
She's roasted every time anyway.
Yeah, right.
So Angie was suggested, and she accepted gladly, which makes me wonder what type of fresh hell we've got coming to us at the end of all this. I expect something good. Something else he didn't consider was how few people actually knew Angie very well. I guess when you spend all your time running Elsie's events, you have no social life or time to meet anybody. Just ask Donna. Which means most of this panel actually didn't meet Angie till about 2 hours ago. Which coincidentally is longer than most of her relationships. Usually she's done with them before her second margarita. Third. Okay, I'll give her 3. I'll give her 3 because I like her. She's full of shit. Angie changes her boyfriends more often than she changes her contacts. So Jason, if you see her rubbing her eyes tonight, sorry buddy, it was nice knowing you. She's only been in New York City for, what did you say, 4 years now? Ah, that's more than I thought. Growing up in a small town in the middle of fucking nowhere in New Hampshire, and Delaware, and Pennsylvania, she seriously lived in every single state in this fucking country. Her life is like a Stephen King miniseries. Starts in a small town. Then there's so many twists and turns, you change the channel and hope she gets recast by someone younger and prettier in the remake. The only difference is, in her version of the story, they kept the kid's orgy scene. Angie's like the Blair Witch. She has a shaking origin story. No one has ever seen her for more than a few seconds at a time. And those who do are forced to stand in the corner and wait the turn. She came to New York City looking for fame and fortune. That didn't work out, did it? So she became a waitress. The only thing separating her from Penny in The Big Bang Theory is talent. Something many people don't know is that she used to volunteer for the church, too. Yeah, she's a religious one. Although, it didn't last long. What?
Keep going.
Yeah, I'll try. Although that didn't last long because, much like Madonna, nobody believed she was a virgin either. Apparently, the priest was so exhausted after her last confession, he gave her a bidet for Christmas. He blessed it and asked her to stay home because he just doesn't have time for that shit. Now you know why she wears a ring on her nose, because nobody will put one on her finger. She's an actress, a writer, and now a director. Because if you can't find work, you just give it to yourself. But it's not entirely true because I have her in my movies. The short ones, because that's all you can put up with. When she first moved to New York, her first role was in Phil's movie over there, called The Devil's Cut, which played earlier today, so come on, I hope everybody saw it. It's gonna play again on Sunday. Yeah, she was credited as Naked Cultist number 3. Her starring role, because Genevieve Rossi was busy that day. Angie was on the Women in Horror panel earlier today, and rightfully so. Because every little girl dreams of one day being an underemployed, coffee-addicted, serial-dating lush with a trust fund. And she proves that dream can be a reality, everybody. Hard work pays off later, but entitlement pays off now. But seriously, Angie, it's an honor to know you and to have worked with you. Working with you so often, I get to see you as you truly are. A hopeless, talentless, alcoholic tramp begging for a lead role. Luckily, you work for free. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my time. Angie Hansen, everybody. And since that fuck-up of a Godzilla look-alike that was thankfully dragged off the stage by a satanic courtesan Barbie, I guess that leaves me to introduce the last roaster of the evening. A man so ugly they had to tie a stake around his neck to get the dog to play with him when he was a child. As he stands in the back of the room with his Winona Ryder hat on, looking so proud of himself. Get up here, you hairy bastard. Give it up for Horseshoe Jack, everybody!
Finally, one song I put on a goddamn mix. Thank you. Yeah, I love you too. Oh, wait. Come back up here for a second. I need your assistance. What's that? Hold this. Hold that. Here, hold that.
You gave her a cock?
Well, she said she was gonna get fucked in the ass. I'm sorry I wasn't able to come out. I was actually drinking at Applebee's and forgot what time it was, and I'm like, someone came and got me. I don't know who the fuck it was. It obviously wasn't you, because I don't know who the fuck you are. But they said the roast started. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? My girlfriend never texted me. And I'm like, oh shit, she has my phone. She's recording the whole fucking thing. So anyway, I'm going to start out with Manny this year, and I'm going to apologize now, because this is probably going to suck, because my notes were in my pocket that he put my fucking beer in, and now they're not there. I think I tipped a waitress at Applebee's with my roast notes. So yeah, as Lady Debauchery so delicately put, you can't put a bunch of Star Wars nerds in Applebee's to talk about a roast, and then have fucking Manny looking at the TV and every time something comes up about Ed's favorite person, Donald J. Jerk-off fucking Trump, he's like, oh, look at this, so all of us go, huh? Why the fuck are we looking at this? He's too easy to make fun of. But, you know, Manny his movies are great, his taste in movies suck. Because we had this ongoing debate. He was defending the movie before he even fucking saw it. And he calls me, he goes, you know what? I loved it. And I'm like, really? And then I hear in the background, I loved it too. And I'm like, Lindsay, you have taste, aside from men, but you have taste in movies. And I'm like, really? I'm sorry, the cosmic flying super Princess Leia was just bullshit. Anyway.
Peter Pan Leia. That's what it's called.
Fuck that. So, but anyway.
That's Mary Poppins.
But you know, I will give Todd a shout out in a few minutes, because I just looked at him and I had to say your name. But I will say, Manny, he does make good movies. I've never seen a movie that has disappointed me yet. However, I've only seen like one or two. But you know, maybe you could get picked up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was Brain People. That was my movie.
No, the other ones. I've seen other ones that he did. Like apparently the one that she was in that no one ever saw. Oh, that's so mean. I actually liked it. But maybe you could get a real company like Paramount, Disney, who wants to get picked up by them, Warner Brothers. So if you just stop casting people like Tom Ryan, maybe get people whose talent is equal to their ego. Unlike Tom Ryan. And you know, I forgot a bit. I'm going back to 2017, and then I'll bring it back to 2018, because I forgot a bit. Because I've said it with Ed, I've said it with Paul, I've said it with Wise A. I will say it with you. Unlike the other roasties, whatever the fuck, I'm drunk. Tom Ryan, you can actually go outside these walls, not out into the general public, because no one knows who the fuck any of us are. However, you can find someone who knows who I am in a bar, and I'm not an alcoholic. I don't understand that. But you can go to like Chiller, Monster Mania. I think Ridiculous said this stupid fucking joke too. But you go, have you heard of Tom Ryan? They go, who? Oh, you mean the motherfucker that wouldn't shut up till I bought his goddamn DVD? And that's exactly how I ended up with Faces. Now it was good, but it was not worth the $10 that motherfucker charged me. So fuck you, Ryan. You know that.
Tell me what's your favorite movie, you bullshit artist.
My favorite movie that I've ever seen of yours, and that's the only one I've ever seen of yours, that you acted in and starred and rolled and right. And the audio sucked, but the story was great. I fucking loved it. I want to see a sequel.
Thanks for the 10 spots.
Anyway, so does everyone here really know Donna outside of the dead Donna that we saw tonight? Yeah. Okay, all right, good. Because if you didn't, this is gonna make no fucking sense at all. Because I've known Donna for years, and I got up here and just like Angie, I'm like, I really can't make fun of her. I've known her for years, but I don't have anything like to bust on her about. Other than the fact that up until 2017's Holiday Bazaar Haunted Flea Market, I thought John was her fucking husband. And you know, I never knew, is she taking, are they married? Because she doesn't wear a ring on her ring finger, or when I see it, it's not, the ring's not there. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I mean, if you're married to him, you wouldn't want to brag about that. I love John, but you know, that wig and that top hat, and he's walking, I'm like, you creepy motherfucker. I mean, like this, you look like a tool that helps LC and whatever you go, yes, LC, I do it. But when you put that on, it's, yes, I fuck children, yeah. But, you know, I never knew whether she was married, dating, lesbian. I didn't know. I mean, an equal opportunist. But, you know, there was a point in time when I was doing Macabre Fair events. And anything else he does, I will vend at. I don't care. I love it. I love being around you people. But there's a point in time when I was single. And I used to... I'm gonna share with you. This is Get to Know Horror Show Jack Night. Well, this segment, it's all about you. Who are you again? And...
But just so you know, the women stay with John because you have to see the size of John's hands.
Yeah, and you know what they say about a man with big hands? Big fucking gloves.
First of all, I never claimed that they were big hands. They're thick hands.
Oh, the girth. Gotta love a man that can stretch your twat out. Anyway, but
I'm sorry.
I'll share with you. You always throw me off.
I'm sorry.
So I will share with you, I used to have a crush on Donna. I used to check her out. I used to look at that dumpa, nice. And I always would have these like little fantasies about, you know, her looking down at me, that strawberry blonde hair, sweaty, and those beautiful, bright gray blue eyes, whatever the fuck color they are, looking down at me with disappointment of the lack of 35 seconds of pleasure I tried to give her. No, I'm only kidding.
25.
No, 25 seconds. I don't even think I'd last that long. But you know what? Now after a disgusting thing, something like that, by me saying, because none of you want to think about that, there is a woman here that I don't know if it's bravery or stupidity, but like last year, because it is the 13th of January, this woman right over here has been willing to stay with me for 3 years. Either God bless you, or you're fucking stupid, I love you. Suck a dick. You're not putting that in my mouth, because I know where that's been. You don't. Now you have herpes. No. So now on to Lady Debauchery. Now, she talks about her porn career, and I discussed her after the roast last year. I'm like, you really? Did you really? And she's like, yes, darling, but you can't get them in the United States. I'm like, where? And she goes, well, Japan. I'm like, Well, I have a lot of connections in Japan because you see my booth, I sell some Godzilla stuff. That is literally all of it is from Japan. None of it comes from the States. I have a lot of vendors over that sell me these things. So I reached out to everyone in Japan, and a lot like Angie, and this motherfucker over here, because I know all her names, all of them. And you know what Japan said? Who? Or not? Who? Who? But no. But I mean, I'm not saying she's loose. I'm not. Yes, I am. But every time I talk to her, we've had many wonderful conversations. I truly do love you. But every time we talk, I get this wafting smell of cock breath. And it's like, oh. And now I know what your cock smells like. And I gotta ask, what kind of soap do you use?
Neutrogena.
And I realized none of us have been really mean because Manny said we're gonna try and make a white girl cry. Did you say white or you just said a girl cry?
I don't know what I said.
Yeah, you're drunk. You killed that brain cell. And she's laughing. So I don't know how mean I can be, but I'll try. But before I go on to you, who are you again? I'm not going to make fun of Elsie this time, because Elsie is one of the strongest women I know.
Hallelujah.
And you know, she used to sell the contact lenses. And how tall are you? This is not a joke. How tall are you?
5'2".
You walk like you're fucking 20 feet tall. And I love that, and I admire that. This woman doesn't need to compensate for anything. You're all applauding too soon. She doesn't have to compensate for anything. But now you sell pillows.
Yeah.
And mommy, I want to fluff your pillows. And it's not perverted because she sells pillows. So now on to Angie Hansen. Woo! I never in my life, and I am 40, and I was made fun of a lot in school, you can tell. I never had to do research to make fun of someone. I've also never met someone multiple times, had conversations with them, drank with them, laughed with them, danced with them drunk on the dance floor at the after party at the Bizarre One of Limerick, and then forgot who they were. Because I finally, after a year, got to see Theta States. And you have to spell that out, because if you say that into voice texting when you might make a post, it says Fate Estates. And I'm like, fuck, after I went to see it, I had to go in and change that. So I met her boyfriend. I forget, I'm horrible with names. Jason. And afterwards, I'm taking pictures with Todd, because he couldn't be brave enough to make up stupid shit like the rest of us. You fucking pussy. You so disappoint me. You know, I heard, you know what, Ricky just told me you used the same joke on him and everyone's been laughing and applauding. Shut the fuck up. Just because you're not smart enough to get the jokes doesn't mean it's not funny. Anyway, on to her boyfriend. Because, you know, I'm taking pictures with Manny, I'm taking pictures with this fucker over here, because, you know, he is one of my best friends. And I'm talking to this guy who I don't want to say he was an alcoholic, but from that laugh, apparently he is. Maybe that's why he said yes and asked you out. And while he's talking to me, I'm just going to disregard that because it was really fucking mean, and I don't care. But he's talking, and my eyes are getting blurry, and but he tells me he's an FX artist. I'm like, oh really? I'm like, I make fags, and he seemed interesting. We met because of the patch on your jacket. And so after talking for a few minutes, I hand him a business card, and he's with two lovely young ladies. So the blonde, I hand her a business card, and then I hand the other one a card, and she goes, I already have one. And I'm like, wow, that was kind of cunty. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you know, I hand out my card to thousands of people a month, so I'm not going to remember everyone I give it to. I'm like, all right, I'll disregard it. Maybe you're having a bad night, she's on a period, whatever. And I go to the bar, and Manny's talking to me, and he walks past me and goes, hey, Angie, that was you I was giving the card to, and I didn't realize it. And I had partied with her, drank with her, had discussions with her, told her how I was going to make fun of her. and I forgot completely who she is because you don't make an impression at all. So much that she does not make an impression that I did go on IMDb, and IMDb said, who? I went on YouTube, maybe I can see some fucking videos. YouTube said, who? I Googled her name. The Hanson brothers came up. So I'm looking at the text messages and spelling it, and I'm like, did I spell her fucking name wrong? And you know Google just said, did you mean? Fuck! Even Google hasn't heard of you. But, now, what was the series that she was in that everyone hates?
The Sin Reapers.
The Sin Reapers. I actually found, I didn't say the makeup sucked.
Not mine did. Mine was great.
Of course. Everything you do is great, including your man.
No, he sucks.
And the 2-second roast of Lance. Eat it, faggot, I love you. Anyway, so I found one of her videos, and it was the Sin Eaters or whatever the fuck it is. Sin Reapers, whatever. So she's this gothic girl, and she's in this big, beautiful house, beautiful fucking house. And all these people keep popping up, and apparently you were trying to kill yourself or something, and all these people are like, why don't you just do it? And it's like, there's this emo kid, and this other kid, and the jock kid. I don't know if they were all her ex-boyfriends or girlfriends, because I don't know your sexual preference really, because there's no proof that he has a penis or a vagina. He could be just a very convincing woman as a man. Oh, I just made that up right then and there, and I didn't take a breath. I'm sorry, that was mean. I actually like you. So I'm like, okay. I couldn't watch the whole thing, it sucked. So then I found Manny's film. What was it called? Where she plays the house mom?
All pair.
All pair. Why can't you make these names easy to read for the illiterate? I didn't really lose my notes, I just couldn't write them. So I'm watching, and this was a really, really good fucking movie. It was short, and she's got her hair up, no makeup on, like now, and you know, the robe and everything, and the baby starts crying. She looks at the monitor, and she calls to her dumbass husband, can you get the baby? And he's watching the game, because all men who are married just love football, or basketball, or hockey, or darts, whatever the fuck he was watching. And he just, huh? And he gives a look like, I don't want to fucking deal with that bitch. And she goes, baby, get the baby! And at one point he just does this. Shut the fuck up, I don't even want to be in this movie. I swear to God I read his book. So then finally the baby stops crying. And she looks at the monitor and she smiles. Now the only thing that, because you were convincing as a housewife, the only thing you did not convince me of is the fact that you were cooking. You just did not act like you knew what you were cooking. Unless it was gumbo slop. And I know about that because I ate a lot of it down in New Orleans last weekend.
It shows.
Well, at least I'm no heavier than last year. I just haven't lost the gut.
Finally, a funny joke.
I actually, my bullshit filter wasn't on. I actually didn't hear what you said. No, repeat it. Show some balls, repeat it.
Keep going.
Fucking pussy. Just like you couldn't roast Angie. So finally the baby's up there and she looks at the monitor, and then the husband comes walking into the kitchen. And he goes, and she's like, oh, you're so good with the baby. And he's like, what? He's like, you're so good with the baby. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So obviously his IQ was low because he married her character. And then she looked, this was convincing. I'm not making a joke, I'm not making fun of it at all. She looks at the monitor. The fear that she portrayed was convincing because I looked up, and then it zooms in on the monitor. It's like one of these tablet things, which I fucking hate. Don't ever buy a tablet from Verizon. And there's the father still bouncing the baby, and he's got these glowing fucking eyes. And that's about all of your career I could watch. Now we did a movie together. A lot of people don't know about this, including her. But you'll remember it when I tell you. Because, no. You don't want to see my fat ass on porn. You out of your fucking mind? People pay me. I go into a strip club and people pay me to leave. They pay me to keep my clothes on. I'm okay with that as long as I'm making money.
$20.
Show me the money.
How much for you to shut the fuck up?
Well, let me get past this and I'm almost done. You're dragging it out because I'm on the last fucking joke. I'm amazed I made it this far without fucking it up. Shut up, all of you.
You would think so.
So we have this embrace, and I've got her pinned up against the wall. And I'm ripping at her clothes, and I'm looking at her, and I look at her face, and I go, are you ready? And she says, are you ready? And that's when I realized, I'm fucked. Because it's January 2017, and we're roasting Angie Henson, and I don't know anything about her, and for a year I had a fucking study about you. Fuck you, no one knows who you are, I love you, you're a wonderful person, I hope your ass doesn't hurt too hard, and give me my dick back. No, that's not your dick, that's mine, that's mine. Get back, I'll pour beer on you. So who's coming up after me, or am I just passing the...
Get the fuck.
Just go the fuck away, or
You sound like my mother.
I'm sure. Hang on.
That was all.
Yeah, no, don't worry. You're last. You're last. Wait your turn. Wait your turn. You're after her. I got it going. So after watching this whole thing, I did a good job last year. Donna fucking killed it this year.
Fuck yeah.
Give it, Donna. Come on. She was nervous as fuck. The newcomers always kill it. It's fucking awesome. Go, awesome. That was fucking great, Donna. So, the moment you've all been waiting for. We spent the night insulting her, laughing at her, mocking her, knocking her down just so we can pick her back up and knock her down again. But that's how most of her days go, so she's used to it. Now it turns her in for her revenge. Angie Henson.
Thank you so much, Manny.
You're welcome.
You were so sweet to me.
No, I wasn't.
I love you so much.
No, you don't.
And I am so happy that I've seen so many films with your name on them that were all due to your lovely wife. Because we all know that it's taken a while for her to put her name out front, but we know that she's really the backbone behind Macabre Pictures. It was such a joy working with you on, what, three films?
Three.
We've worked on 3 films together. 3 wonderful, wonderful short films. We did The Au Pair, which you had the whole rundown of. You don't ever have to see it because you just